I'm from the company Weblingo, and we basically do marketing for photographers. And I wanted to start this like interview series where we basically interview professionals who, are pretty successful as photographers. Yeah, I just wanted to ask you a few questions.
Okay, for sure.
All right. Please introduce yourself, just a little bit about you.
Okay. I'm Laurel Simmons. I own Lavender Flame Photography. I'm based in Terrell, but I service all of DFW Metroplex and beyond, all the way out to East Texas near Tyler area.
What type of photography do you do?
Mostly couples and weddings, and then also families.
Cool, cool. So you mentioned in our like little text conversation that you managed to double your bookings from like in the first year from 6 to 12, right?
Yes.
Can you please walk me through basically what changed in like your process of how you get clients?
Sure. So my first year in business, I did a lot of hustling. I did a lot of networking in any way I could. I was working a lot of weddings as a second photographer or as an assistant, whatever they needed at the time, to kind of watch others and learn what they were doing and what was working best for them. I had a really great mentor, and this year I was able to prep my website. I was able to get my social media set up how I wanted it and really get myself out there using last year's weddings as a second to show off, hey, I can do this. Let's work
Hmm.
together.
Yeah. So you basically spent the first year kind of like getting the experience, getting the reputation, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So those six weddings, you were second shooting all of them, right?
Uh, four of the six I was.
Got it. Got it. And just curious, how did you like, manage to get those gigs basically?
A lot of word of mouth has helped me this year. Any of my clients I was doing, mini sessions for last year, they told their friends about me. And, oh, my client got a boyfriend and she's looking for, someone for her wedding. A lot of social media, mostly Facebook for me, joining groups and posting consistently and commenting on things and just kind of not pushing it down anyone's throat, but hey, I exist. I am
Hmm.
here if you want me.
Yeah. Staying on top of mind, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. And that's honestly really cool because you mentioned how from the mini sessions, I'm guessing you provided like a good service, so people um naturally referred you, right?
Yes, yes. I've
Yeah.
had a lot of word of mouth. I'm very happy about that.
Hmm. And so how did you get people to refer you? Like, did you send them messages like, "Hey, I'm starting a wedding photography"?
I didn't message old clients saying, "Hey, I'm going to be doing weddings now." I took on the two as a main last year and added those to my portfolio. And I started getting inquiries in December last year, and then moving into January this year of, "Hey, do you do weddings?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do."
Got it. So, so the people who you worked with before, they just knew you also did weddings, and then they referred others.
Yeah, they would reach out to me
Okay,
for weddings. Yeah.
got it. From the moment you had like six weddings in 2024
Mhm.
to this year, what would you say like were the biggest things that you did? So like social media presence or like what?
A lot of it in January, I created my tiered packages for weddings. And I offer a lot of extra things with mine to make it more of an experience. You're not just getting, oh, you're getting photo coverage. I add other things to it. I posted a lot on Instagram and on Facebook, has been my main presence about, hey, this is what you get when you book with me. Um, Told friends about it, past clients that ended up, with someone and they're doing their weddings. Um, and it really spread like that. It was a lot of
Mhm.
media marketing. Yeah.
Got it. And so on Facebook primarily, right?
Yeah.
The Okay. And so you were both replying to posts and creating, right?
Yes.
So what can you please like walk me through like what were you roughly like saying in those posts?
Um, I'm in a lot of the DFW wedding groups, and I would just respond to anyone and everyone asking for, hey, we need a bartender and a photographer. And
Mhm.
I'll say, hey, I would love to work with you. I'm available on this date. Here are my pricing options. I recommend this one. If you need a bartender, I know so and so. You should check with them. I love having other vendors to refer, even if it's not for me, so that we can keep networking like that.
Yeah.
Um, and then when they message me, I can go further into detail of this is all of what you're getting. Here's some things that I've done in the past that I can show you. And this is what I can do to help you on your day.
Yeah, that makes sense because like the referral and like partnerships, they're really important
They are.
for the long run. And I always see those posts like looking for a photographer for like these dates, and I
Yes.
see a ton of photographers replying to these. So what would you say made you stand apart from like 15 other comments that are like,
Listing my pricing in the comment.
mm,
That
okay.
because so many people just post their website and say, hey, I'm available. If you post your pricing, that client immediately knows whether or not you are in your budget.
Mhm.
So that has helped immensely. And I've had people tell me that.
Got it. So giving them like as much important
Yes,
info up front.
for sure.
Okay. And just curious, like what's your pricing like?
Right now for this year, I was in the 1,200 to just under 2,000 range for mine. I'm about to raise my pricing for 2026, and I'm really looking forward to that.
And there's not that much like objections for the price range you're
No,
offering, right?
no, I was in a
That's
very
good.
sweet spot this year.
Yeah, yeah, that's good to hear. So, most photographers, they struggle like converting these inquiries into bookings.
Mhm.
So, what would you say is like made the biggest difference in your process that made actually people, go from, hey, I'm interested in a wedding to actually paying you and booking?
I think that's a few different things. I am super duper friendly, and I try my best to convey that over messaging, or I try to do calls if it's Zoom, whether it's over the phone. You want to have that bubbly, hey, I'm easy to work with vibe to you. I think a lot of it is I'm very transparent. If I have travel fees, when I'm adding tax, when I'm adding a studio fee, if they're booking a boudoir with their wedding, I let them know all of that. I let them know how many pictures they're going to get from me, what these pictures are going to look like. Do I do, extensive edits on everything, or do they need to choose different ones, like specific pictures that they want, super, like skin smoothing or removal?
Yeah.
Um, just going super into detail, letting them know this is exactly what you are getting. Um, and then I think being helpful. So this year, a lot of the brides I've worked with have needed help with their timeline, for example. And I let them know I can help you with this. Let's schedule a meeting so I can tell you this is where I'm going to be at such time. This might be better at sunset versus this might not be great at sunset, or things like that. So really just being super transparent and letting them know all the details.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's like one of the most important things because now like a lot of people are entering like the wedding photography space. And what actually sets you apart is the fact that you're not just someone with a camera taking photos. You're guiding them through the whole process and directing them like that's something, their cousin can't do. I noticed that's like one of the things that are really important. What's the biggest mistake you see photographers making right now with their business and in general?
So I can go based off of my mistakes I made, and then some things that I have seen online recently and with a couple acquaintances. When I was starting, doing too much for free
Mhm.
or doing so much work for, hey, all of my sessions are $50 and that's gone on for 2 months, huge mistake. Let's not
Yeah,
do that. You've got to, when you get to a certain point and you know that you can start consistently sending out these galleries and they are good work, and you're not going to have a trash session, charge what you're worth. There's a time for $50 sessions and free sessions, and then you have to move past that.
yeah,
Charge what you're worth, because it's not only hurting you, it's hurting the market. Another thing is taking on more than you can handle. A lot of photographers like to start in weddings right off the bat, and that's maybe not that's maybe not the best idea.
Mhm.
I don't think anyone should be taking on weddings until they know that they're prepared for anything that could be thrown at them during the day.
Got it. So you would say like going into wedding photography, it's more for the intermediate and like
Yes,
experienced ones, right?
yes. I definitely recommend second shooting or being an assistant, being a shadow to photographers that are
Yeah.
kind of above you in that sense. So you can get a sense of what you're going to be expected to do.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a really good idea because like I know everyone says you start off like you charge high prices, but a lot of people are entering this
Mhm.
and like not going with experience.
Yes,
So like of course it's good to charge like 4, 5, 6,000 for a wedding, but you need a lot of, experience to back
yes,
it
you
up
do.
and lots
Yeah.
of social proof and yeah. So just curious, like what do you see your price progression going to moving forward?
So I am making for 2026. I am making a much higher price jump than I did at the end of 2024. Right now, my pricing starts. My lowest tier for elopement packages is 950.
Mhm.
That's about to be 1600, and that's going to be my lowest. And then my 10-hour package is my largest package. It's going to have a lot of additions in it, a lot of extra things that make it a very high end experience. And that's going to be in the just under 4,000 range, whereas right now it's at about 2,000.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of doubling down for 2026.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
that's really good to hear. Because yeah, since you've been doing this for a couple of years and you have like quite a few weddings under your belt, you can actually justify that.
Yes, for
And
sure.
yeah, and you're really going above and beyond, as I understand, because you're informing them as
Mhm.
much as you can
Yes.
and walking them through the process, which is like, what is one of the most important things. And I talk about this like a lot in our videos as well. So that's really good. Now the last question. If you had to start over again,
Mhm.
like with your wedding photography business, what would you do?
I think in your text you said if I had no portfolio, no anything,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I would do 3 free sessions, all couples, because that's my target audience. I would try my best to do 1 to 2 styled sessions, like the bridal, in the really high-end spaces, so you can show your clients, "This is what my photos look like in
Hmm.
these luxury
Yeah.
spaces." Um, and then again, word of mouth has been huge for me, way more than I thought when I started. But there's so much you can do with just social networking and word of mouth and going out and meeting people in person, you
Yeah.
know. So I would be everywhere.
Yeah. So yeah, that is really good because um so you're like word of mouth, you're also talking about like partnerships with vendors and this and like with past clients and vendors together,
Absolutely.
right?
Vendors are so important because anytime I'm at a wedding, I get to know the DJ, I get to know the bartender, I get to know whoever is serving the food, the floral, all of it, the
Yeah.
videographer. So that way, not only can they refer me to people, but I can get them spread out to people. Hey, this is my videographer that lives in Mansfield. He's near your location. You should hit him up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So another thing like when photographers are starting out, it's like
Mhm.
it's quite difficult to start like these relationships from scratch because a lot of them already have like established partners and
Right.
um so what do you think made you stand out like and get recommended?
I think part of it is my willingness to share.
Hmm.
So with venues, especially, they do reach out to say, "Hey, are we allowed to use these pictures? Can we put these on
Hmm.
our site?" And of course, I know that that's kind of a touchy subject for some people. Some photographers, they say, "No way, these are mine." But for me, if of course, why wouldn't I want other people to see that where they might not have been in my reach to see me without
Hmm.
having seen your venue? You know, um, I think just talking, just being friendly.
Yeah.
Because if, this florist at this wedding, they might already have a partner, but they might know someone else who's looking for a photographer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
there's so many of us everywhere that there's got to be someone for everyone.
Just to like wrap things up, what's like your main message from this interview? Like what would you suggest photographers to do moving forward?
Do not give up. That's not an option. Um, you can only get better. You can't get worse. You can only get better. And that's kind of what I've told myself since the beginning. I can only go up from here.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
you've just got to keep spreading your message out, taking these pictures, getting better at what you're doing, at your edits, at your composition, all the good things, and it only gets better.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Thank you so much, Laurel.
Of
It
course,
was
thank
it was
you.
very informative. We can put your socials in the video. Yeah.
Awesome.
Which ones do you mainly use?
My official website is lavenderframephotography.pixieset.com. Let me make sure I pulled that up right. Let's see. Whoops. Lavenderframephotography.mypixieset.com.
Great.
And then my Facebook, I think you've seen my Facebook. It's just Lavender Frame Photography, and it's the same on Instagram.
Amazing. All right. Thank you so much, Laurel.
Thank
Have a
you.
great rest of your day and Merry Christmas upcoming.
Yes,
All
Merry
right.
Christmas.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.